Do we count how many Christmas movies Tim Allen's in? So we've got Christmas with the Cranks.
I'm going to say Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause.
Oh,
Smart. Santa Claus 2, Here We Go Again.
oh, and then there famously wasn't a first one.
There wasn't a first.
They did straight to 2 and 3.
Yeah,
An insane gamble.
Yeah.
I actually think it was Kramer vs. Kramer, wasn't it?
That was the first one. Toy Story 4 was the fourth one?
Yeah, I know. And it's crazy they're all about clauses.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I didn't realize? The Santa Claus is spelled as a clause and not clause.
Because that's the thing.
As in Santa.
Kids love legal dramas.
They do.
And that's why it was a good movie. That's why it made so much money.
I actually believe that's how Santa Claus was spelt for years.
Yeah. They misspelled it like, God, fuck.
They
wish
ruined
that was a joke,
They
yeah.
made a whole generation of kids think they were dyslexic when it came to Santa Claus.
And all became lawyers. That's why this year sucks.
My name is Carl.
My name is Oscar.
And my name is Clive.
Hells yeah.
And this is
Who
Who Would
Would
Watch
Watch
This?
This?
Oh god, you caught on quick, Clive.
You're speeding along. Speeding along.
I
Look at you
accidentally
go.
walked into the room and I'm part of this now.
Yeah. Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and then try and figure out who would freaking watch this.
Today we're talking about the Christmas classic, Christmas with the Cranks. Fun fact, if you celebrate Hanukkah, apparently they're big fans of this one too.
Yes.
Is that
I
because
believe
they burn it with each candle, or
They light it with the DVD.
9 DVDs on the menorah, and they just burn Tim Allen's face. It's a classic tradition of Jewish heritage going back thousands of years. Really, just a beautiful.
They
tradition.
famously,
A miracle.
It was dark, and they had to light a Tim Allen film every day for 9 days.
famously flammable, this movie.
The DVDs did come covered in petrol, so it's a very kind thing.
Isn't
to
it
do.
crazy we used to watch media smothered in gasoline?
Yeah, did awful things. Now we got the lead-based DVDs. Much better for you.
Oh god. Christmas with the Cranks currently has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 5%, a Letterboxd rating of 2.9, and an IMDb rating of 5.4. Oscar, what's the plot?
With their daughter Blair away, there's so many commas in the sentence. There was 4, comma. Luther and Nora, that's played by Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis, decide to skip Christmas altogether until she decides to come home, causing an uproar when they have to celebrate it at the last minute.
Wow, what a doozy. So much of a doozy. We have a guest today.
We do. I think, did we say the biggest fan of Christmas of the Cranks?
Is that a dig at my size?
Yeah. We're straight to the fat jokes. It's so quick.
It's great for a visual medium.
Yeah. Fan is not the word.
Oh yes, look, it's a time of cheer, and so we've decided to do a Christmas film, a very hated Christmas film.
Even by the characters, I feel, in this
It's
movie.
true. I would dare say Tim Allen hates this. But before we get into it, we shall rewind to before we had watched it and try to figure out who we think will watch this.
Righty-o. Clive, you'll be joining us next week for Christmas and the Cranks. The best Christmas movie? Thoughts?
Thoughts?
Thoughts indeed.
Thoughts is a word.
You have some...
How many times have you seen this one?
I think too many, which means 2 times. One by accident, and then the next time by accident. So
Were they both because I was watching it?
yeah, most likely. I don't know how I watched them by accident and still watch the entire movie by accident.
It's because it sucks you in. Oscar, you haven't seen it yet, but I will be the big defender of the movie today.
Oh my god, so we've got like a battle going on. Because Clive, you've had some
you
words.
can defend this movie.
Look, I don't know if I can. Look, do I watch it every year? Yes. Do
I always wondered what was wrong with you.
And here we go.
I think
Just that fact.
I
Nothing
think
else.
because it's been a full year since I've seen it.
Mhm.
It's just filled with so much Christmas.
I was going to
So
say, don't
much
say
Christmas.
nostalgia. Don't say nostalgia.
I mean, who doesn't love white cat stepped on gags?
I guess I'm gonna love this guy.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. Is that the the hook of the film?
I wouldn't say it's the hook of the film, but I will say top tier comedy.
Alright, cool. And the heart of it as well.
Yeah, you're a big cat fan?
Oh, love a little cat. Love a little cat. You're saying they
It's
get
not the
stepped
movie
on?
for you then.
Okay, I'm furious. We're turning this off. This is my limits. Hard limits. No.
I
mean,
think-
if you like RSPCA, don't watch this movie.
I donated just yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't have proof, but I can say that.
So if you've seen it twice, Clive,
Yeah.
You must be a fan. I just don't get how
I think this is a movie that people watch once and never again. So the fact that I've watched it twice does technically make me a fan.
Is this?
And I hate that.
Is this one like Elf, where people watch it every year? Like, is it like a?
I don't know if it's people's elf. It's my elf.
Like my Vietnam, this is my.
It's just great because there's. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Look, I'll say it right now. Who would watch this? It's for me. It's for Christmas lovers. It's for me.
Wow, we sound like fucking Grinches now, don't we?
Yeah.
I think that indirectly this has become my elf through him.
Got you. So by Stockholm Syndrome, it's now your favorite film. Well, I'm gonna pivot. I love cats getting hurt. So this is for people that love getting cats hurt.
And the internet, I guess.
I love this. That's all I know about the film.
I'd love for it to like have misremembered, so we get there and it's like a fucking squirrel or something. Oh no, that pet squirrel I keep stepping on. Good gag.
We'll look so silly,
Oh,
honestly.
it would.
Before we had all the credibility, and that's lost.
Fun fact: the film's a backdoor pilot for The Nut Job.
Wow.
And the Nut Job 2 as well.
Yeah,
They did the second one first, and it went back. It's kind of a whole thing.
Again, it's amazing how they keep making these sequels
It's
first.
Oh, I
just
know.
clever.
And then also Kramer vs. Kramer was the first one.
No, the first one was just Kramer.
No,
Kramer.
the first one's Seinfeld.
Okay.
Pivots out of there.
Clever.
Damn.
Yeah.
I just don't remember the time the same way you do.
Hey, that's why we're podcasters. That's definitely we're keepers of time.
That's why this podcast is about finding the secrets of the universe.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Well,
That's what I was told.
It's huge enlightenment. I think the
Yeah.
main thing we get from listeners is that this show is enlightening.
yeah, a religious experience to some.
I
Yeah.
hear it's a great 10-second listen.
I hear it's that most of our listeners would agree with you.
Am I the most relatable character so far on this podcast?
Wait, characters?
Through me, you are.
This is a bit. Wow, those two guys. That's funny.
Oh, they're like, oh, thank God, they're pretending to be insufferable.
Caricature,
It's
sorry, I'll take it back.
postmodern.
Clive, let's just jump into this. Now, you, for work,
Yeah.
you work with graphics.
Yep.
Thoughts on the opening graphics?
The snow theme?
The snow thing?
I mean, I thought cliche, but look, I'll say this, sets the mood. And I think it's probably now the best part of the movie.
A tone setter. We love it. So what is the title? It's like
It's snow.
It's like the default you get on Adobe with like someone's cummed on the letters. That's kind of the gist,
It's
right?
a little blue, though.
It's a little blue.
Little blue.
It's a little blue.
A little bit of blue cum. It's funny because we've definitely got polar opposite thoughts because I've written snow over the opening. That's nice.
And this is where
Stop defending this movie.
I think
if every single one of your points is just kind of like, I disagree. I liked that about the film.
I think what's great is it's one of the few Christmas movies where they just open with a loveless marriage. It's Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis sitting in silence, waiting for an alarm to go off in their bed.
Yeah.
And when they get out, it's the biggest sigh. It's like they filmed them going to work on this film.
Isn't the plot of the Santa Claus also a loveless marriage at
I
Christmas?
think Tim Allen is very method. He brings what he does to the stage.
Remember that Home Improvement show? And it was just like, yeah, but you couldn't improve your marriage.
That was every episode.
Every episode was a Christmas episode as well.
Oh,
And a
God.
bottle episode.
Tim Allen drinking a lot from the bottle. Yeah, well, let's introduce. We got. I'm not gonna remember the names. The
Well,
Mr.
Blair.
and Mrs.
You'll remember Blair.
Of course, I remember Blair.
I mean, okay, do we break down how famous of a character Blair is? The
Sorry, who was
the,
Blair
John,
again?
the John McClane of this film, if you will.
we've got Mr. and Mrs. Crank, played by Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis. Loveless marriage. They're sending their kid away, Blair, who's 27, calls up her father and mother, mummy and daddy. I'm disgusted already. I'm out of the Christmas mood.
I think this is a thing to really just... I think Jamie Lee Curtis has an uncomfortable relationship with the daughter. It's
Yeah.
a very codependent mother-daughter
They
relationship.
start snogging. It's weird.
We didn't watch the director's cut, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I watched a cut.
It's crazy it's 11 hours longer.
You drew your own cut onto it.
Tim Allen's just drinking at the back. It's a lot of good stuff.
I'll leave that with you.
I've got notes on it. Now, Tim Allen's sex scene was hot and complex. Did we all? No, that wasn't in. Okay,
That was
well,
Christmas with the Spanks.
That's pretty good. That's pretty quick.
You've earned your keep. We
Oh,
were on
okay.
the rocks, but now.
How do I turn this mic off? I'm
Oh
done.
god, Carl, you're out. I'm sorry.
That makes sense.
Sorry, what were their first names? I have notes here, and I watched the movie while taking notes.
Oh,
and
and it was
you're actually right.
It's Tim and Jamie. I'm sorry.
oh no, we don't.
I never learnt their names.
I don't think for any of these podcasts I've ever learned a character's name. It's not on me.
well,
just the-
there's Harden and Tuppen.
Yeah,
They're
If-
they're famous
they are
characters.
famous characters.
In the Who would watch this.
Cinematic universe.
Yeah.
That will be opening next week.
I love the idea that we've just got the contractual rights now to these films. What if we review the movie, we own it.
Yeah.
So I will be calling them Tim and Jamie for this.
Yes, 100%. There's no way.
Blair, I'm all for
Blair,
because I don't know the
have
actress's
his
name.
That's how it works.
Blair-
I know she was in that movie.
It's
That one.
Titanic, Liz. Kate Winslet.
She's the
That's
boat.
it. That's it.
She's the
She's in a movie from my childhood, and I can't
She
remember.
plays Billy Zane.
Wow.
She's
bolded
the
for that.
Phantom.
That's-
It's Billy Zane. I
He
mean,
can't be bad.
what's he good in?
Holmes and Watson.
There
Was
we
he
go.
in that?
He is. He has a cameo as Billy Zane.
He's great in Zoolander when he plays Billy Zane.
Yeah, he's really good at Billy Zane.
That's why she's really good, because she was also Billy Zane.
Yeah, Billy Zane does.
Who,
nail
Blair?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love when we get
Do
into
you
it.
know where she's from? A Cinderella Story. She's the bully. She's Sam's bully. You know what? That's it. We got Jamie, Tim,
And Sam's
bully.
Tick. The listener at home will be very happy that we've nailed every character. We've only minutes in.
Minutes in, and we've already made a Billy Zane reference and a Cinderella story reference.
I'm glad we're nailing it.
Our audience loves this episode.
Yes. Now, Tim and Jamie. Oh, yeah. Tim and Jamie, loveless marriage.
Yep.
They go shopping in the rain.
Oh my god. What really blew my mind was seeing Jamie Lee Curtis go through a digital camera to remember memories of Blair
That was weird.
minutes after dropping her off at the airport.
Was that the time? Is that what people did at the time?
They had their iPod shuffles ready to go, and that was it.
It was weird that they came back at night when the alarm went off at 6.
Morning.
They
Yes.
got to the airport early, 6 hours early. That's how you do it.
But why are they back at night? Or does it just get that dark during...
Was the airport that far away?
But they
then
live
later...
in a major city.
Yeah, and they do pick her up pretty quickly
This-
later in the movie.
This is why I would like to posit a concept. The movie set in a snow globe.
You know what? I wouldn't agree with you for 98% of that movie. But that last 2% right at the end throws...
You know what? You definitely nailed it.
Yeah,
You
that
cracked
ending...
the code.
Yeah. I think Christmas with the Cranks Under the Dome would be an incredible film. An incredible feature.
That would be good, because then they couldn't escape.
Yeah, they
But, like,
couldn't escape.
They couldn't escape Christmas.
You try and escape Dan Aykroyd, you can't.
No, you cannot.
That's layers.
Okay, so Tim, what seems like for weeks, is shopping. He forgets flour. They're in a loveless marriage. There's a Santa outside that offers an umbrella.
It's just, I don't understand why Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't go get the chocolate.
I know.
It's just white chocolate. Just
Yeah.
go get your own chocolate.
And pistachio. Don't forget the pistachio.
So, see, you remember the film. You love it.
I've seen it twice.
Big fan, big fan.
But it's just... I don't get why she doesn't... Is she so busy with that camera that if she takes it out,
She's
it'll
reminiscing.
get ruined?
She's reminiscing about Blair.
Well, she puts away the camera very quickly and starts knitting.
Ugh.
Here's the thing, though. There were only 2 items to get.
Mhm.
Tim Allen returns with a single item.
Yeah.
How does he forget about the white chocolate?
He is a bad husband and father. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear from this.
Yeah. Well, now, I didn't write the note down. There's a Santa outside giving umbrellas. I'm angry this man returns in the film. Matter of fact, he's pivotal to the film. We're gonna
There's a nice D plot in this movie.
Oh my god. The D plots don't get better than this character.
Oh god.
You need an umbrella?
But
And
also,
Tim-
why is he selling umbrellas halfway to the store? You don't... By the time
Tim
I'm
is very right. He's like, I don't need an umbrella. What would I need
he's
this
halfway
for?
there.
Yeah.
Like, if he buys it now, he's already wet.
There's a part where the roof collapses on Tim Allen and he talks through the downpour.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was really sociopathic behavior.
It's almost
Talking
like-
through a downpour.
I think he done maybe 20 takes and he was fed up. and he was ready to kill somebody.
Well, I think they need to extend the moment because rewatching this movie, I realize now that scene, tiny scene where he gets rain on him, slightly wet, well, pretty wet, is his motivation for the movie.
Yeah.
That's the reason he wants to go on a cruise, because he got wet.
He's beginning the hero's circle. Except it's just Tim Allen getting wet, and then he pretty much becomes the Grinch.
I love the idea that he goes on the hero's journey.
He does. He gets redeemed. He starts off, he doesn't like Christmas. He tries to stop Christmas, and then the power of Christmas overpowers him, and he cannot escape this hellhole.
It's just the
town.
Grinch went in a bath,
and
said, "That's it, that's it. Christmas is done.
I'm fucking done."
The thing I've taken away from your comment is you've just told me you'd like the movie to be ever so slightly longer.
Yeah.
And I think that's a powerful statement, and I couldn't agree with you more.
I hate myself.
Our first
now.
agreement. I'm glad we got that out of the way. The
I'm
film
glad-
should be longer.
Your first made note's been like, guys, a longer film.
This will also start one of my biggest gripes with the movie, is how much snow is lying around when there's no snow for the whole movie
It
until the
doesn't
end.
snow once.
It
Doesn't snow once the entire
until
film.
Blair has to come. It's raining.
There's people pouring like powdered snow on the ground.
Yeah, there is.
Like asbestos.
And I was like, maybe it's fake snow.
But then the Cranks house has snow
Snow on it.
everywhere.
And then so
And
outside
they wouldn't
this,
do fake snow.
No.
And outside this store, there's just snow on the ground. But it's
But it's
bucketing
raining.
rain. And
It
I'm like,
should
they
be
would be.
slush. It should be slush.
This should be gone.
Yeah. I'm furious.
But it's
about
got, I forget, it's Christmas.
Here's the thing, Clive. It feeds into the snow globe thing. Snow globes
does.
have
you know
water in it.
Oh, at the end, somebody's shaking the snow globe.
Yes.
Could
you know
you
what?
imagine-
I think we're right.
Can you imagine how terrifying the ending would be for it to just do a long pullback? And it's just all the characters are stuck in a snow globe.
That would be honestly, Tim Allen being stuck in a snow globe is a happy ending for me.
Tim Allen Stuck in a Snow Globe is a film.
Yeah.
And we should write it.
It's the end of Krampus. That's what I think it is. Where they get.
It is the end of
Where they get
Krampus.
in Krampus, where like they learn.
Have you seen Krampus?
I've looked it up on Wikipedia.
I've got the gist. I got the gist.
Where they get cursed.
Right.
They
get
get
stuck
cursed
in a snow
for not
globe.
believing in Christmas and being awful people.
Yeah.
So their lesson is they learn it. Then the Krampus puts them in a globe to live their life, but they're stuck in a snow globe.
Yeah.
So it is just this film.
I think this is an indirect
This is Krampus too.
Krampus, yeah.
Yeah. Love that.
Or
Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
The quickening.
The quickening. Highlander to the quickening. Look, we get to Tim Allen. He's marching down his hall. Everybody's saying hi to him. He doesn't have a time of day for them.
No, of course not.
Doesn't have a time of
He's
day
a busy
for them.
workman.
No. He's kept every receipt from last Christmas. Again, sociopathic behavior. He types away.
On his oversized 80s calculator.
Oh my god. His calculator is like the size of...
A big calculator.
Yeah, I can't think of a good gag.
Maybe 2 calculators.
Okay,
Oh.
I think you've
He's
done a
got
good
it.
bit, but he really
I kind
capitalized
of nailed
on
it.
it.
And
Look,
hey,
honestly, I'm the guest here. You should be treating me better.
say it was funny or I'll fucking blow my brains out.
Okay, look, Han. A little bit of a rewind. It's the size of 3 calculators. You guys, this is an
Fuck, he's
improvement.
good.
He's good.
He's good.
It's an
That's
improvement
a
on the
tight
gag.
3.
God.
Glad.
Comedy in 3s.
Yeah. I'm glad that we can just sort of chip away at a gag. You
Yeah.
can really kind of massage it into something good.
It's like Michelangelo's David.
Yeah, that
Oh.
3 calculator bit, marble. Marble.
It's pure
Put that in the
marble.
Louvre.
I can't describe the movie like this.
I can't believe that's maybe the best gag we've ever done. And I
Yeah.
think it was a team effort, mostly done by me, because I did finesse it.
Exactly. You
Oh.
can't just...
There's a spin-off here with
finessed
just
it.
you.
Yeah. A podcast, 3 calculators. He just does the same joke every week, and it only gets funnier. That's the flaw with it. There's no cap to the funniness.
Oh, I know, right? Here's the thing. What's great about that gag is you can just go up 4 calculators. It's so much funnier than
Jesus
3.
Christ, he's actually nailed it.
Oh my God,
doing well.
There's nothing else to add to that bit. There's nothing else to
Really
add to
quickly. 5.
He's taking it too far. I'm
Too
sorry.
far.
Yeah,
I
That's kind of perverse.
Really? We found the line?
We found the
It's
line.
there.
Found the line?
About 4.5. 4.5.
and an abacus maybe, but
Oh, God.
Look, I think the bits landed.
Yeah?
You two seem to be carrying it on.
Yeah. Slapping us on the wrist. You're dragging us out.
All right, moving on to that sixth calculator.
Oh my god, this fucking calculator. Anyway, such
Okay.
a minute part of the film.
Now, guys, how much wine would it take for you to fuck Tim? Because Jamie starts sculling wine. Essentially, Tim comes back home. He's like, I've got a big thing. Jamie's like, thank God he can bust a load in my family.
Blair's gone.
Yeah, Blair's gone. Let's get...
I bought a magnum of wine.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the fact that because it is like a PG family film, Jamie Lee Curtis is in like a tight neck skivvy and then a vest over the top of it. So her idea of getting her breasts out is to just undo the vest a bit so you can see more of the skivvy.
More skivvy.
And my favorite line in the entire film is Tim Allen walking in and being like, put them away.
You fucking slut. Don't undo your Christmas vest. It's not even Christmas yet.
Nobody wants to see your skivvy.
Grabs her by the turtleneck. You call that... Oh, I wouldn't come to that.
I love that, like, it's just before bed and she's like, Tim, can you cut me out of this skivvy, please? It's like, not again.
Who's got the big scissors?
I like to think that he's come home from his giant calculator with notes on receipts, and that is the most exciting
Oh my
sex
god,
life has
he's
been.
got a giant pair of scissors the size of 6 calculators.
Oh, he's tied it back into it. God damn.
Oh.
Guys, we're 20 minutes in. Pause it right now. It does not get better than that.
Oh my god, what's upsetting is where, again, first act.
Yeah. We're a big first act podcast.
Oh.
Come out hard and trickle.
We're at the big turning point where we find out that they spend $6,000 a year
6,000 American dollars a
Yeah.
year.
on Christmas.
What's everybody spent this Christmas?
10,000 US dollars.
You've been counting it US currency.
Well, how else? Yeah, of course. How else am I meant to keep it on my big calculator?
Inflation.
Brought it
Wow,
back.
that's crazy. I've spent 3,000 rupee.
Okay, well, there you go.
I spent 6,000 US on this movie alone.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had
Yeah,
to rent it.
you
I had to
funded
rent-
it?
I had to
I
rent
don't even own it.
I had to rent it too, and I'm pretty angry at that.
Yeah.
That's honestly where the budget has gone for this podcast.
I would love to find out if the reason you hated this movie is because you're an investing producer. You're like, and I didn't get my return. I thought the script was crackling until the rewrites happened.
I said crankling. It got a laugh. It got a laugh.
I love it because the movie would have come out when you were like 11, so you were just like an 11-year-old producer, and you're like, more cat gags.
Step on it. Oh yeah. I mean, have we got to? I didn't take down note of the cat stepping scenes. There's like 6 of them, so I'm assuming he's already stepped on 2 cats. Yeah.
He's clearly been stepping on cats
Yeah.
day in and day out. Like you know how like kings are thrown down rose petals to step on?
Yes.
Jamie Lee Curtis is pegging cats at the ground for
Oh
him to
yeah.
step on.
That was in Tim Allen's contract. He said,
Yeah.
"I get to step on 6 cats. No more."
That
than
was
that."
his.
That was his
thing to the-
stipulation. Yeah.
There's like a part, like I think Tim Allen's been told he can do a bit of improv through the movie.
Yeah.
Because there are scenes where he's just on an escalator being like, oh, don't have fish tacos at an Irish pub. Don't feel great. And that's the gag.
That got kept in. I was angry.
That's the
Yeah.
gag.
Did it get cut down?
Have we just real quickly? Have we got a laugh in this film? Did anyone laugh?
I laughed once.
I laughed at myself when the movie ended.
It was more of a mocking laugh. Just
yeah,
like, oh.
I did it to myself.
Clive flat out chuckled to all of his notes as he was writing and then refused to tell me to save them for the podcast. So,
This is goddamn gold right here.
I mean, look, we're jumping ahead, but I'll say the one part that I found funny.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily that it is funny. I really enjoyed the delivery of it. But essentially, after the adventure with the Hickory's honey ham, Tim Allen's like, "Did you get it?" And she turns around with such intensity
Yeah.
as a good actress and was like, "Never say that name again." And it was like a great moment in one of the most dry comedies I've ever seen.
You know, I'll give you that moment.
out of
I
10.
agreed. I think I cracked a smirk.
Yeah, I heard it, and I said,
You heard the crack, did you?
"Yeah, it was this," and I was like, "Oh, he's enjoying himself."
Nailed it.
Look, anyway, so and I'm very confused by this bit that they've put into the movie. Is after they've decided that they're going to skip Christmas I just don't understand this. So the idea is the cruise is $3,000,
Yes.
which means they then save $3,000 if they skip Christmas.
Uh-huh.
Why?
What do you mean?
Why can't it just be like the trip costs the amount? Like it's just like there's $3,000 of buffer room. So
The thing is, they're like, oh wow, we save money if we do have this cruise.
But just why not make it neater and just go?
It's like a
We're skipping
Who's paying $6,000 for a cruise?
But
You're
it's-
insane.
No, but what I'm saying is just have it be that they spend $3,000 on Christmas a year. Because what makes them seem even more jerky is everybody's like, aren't you going to give us that donation you usually do? And they're like, out of money.
I
But
was
you've-
confused at
But
that.
you've
Yeah,
still got
was-
a,
they
you've still
should've
got an
just made it
addition.
I thought all
6,000.
the charity and stuff would be for the 3,000.
They've still got 3,000 at the end of it. That's the thing.
Because it's a
Like,
weird.
I think they give 600 at the start to sweeten her to go, okay, let's do the cruise thing. But there's still 2,400.
Is it so at the end we don't think they're out of pocket?
Oh yeah.
So that at the end of the
I'm
movie
very-
it's like, oh,
I'm-
they've still got $3,000.
Well, I'm always concerned of how much money characters have at the end of movies. I always want them to empty their wallets during the credits and just be like, "This is how much money I have just during the events of film." Inception.
I just
How
think
much
it's
did
like
he have?
Yeah.
insane because Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't have a job in the film.
Nope.
But she's the one that's like, but aren't you going to give this charity $600 still
You
anyway?
sound like a bitter husband.
But it's just-
my wife doesn't work and she wants to give to
But
charity.
she's spending his money
Oh, yes.
ridiculously.
Their daughter's 27. She's out of home.
Those vests cost a small an arm and a leg.
Those skivvies can only be bought in 20 packs
Yeah.
from IKEA.
They're cuts every day. You
It's a
think?
Chanel skivvy.
Oh, you can't cut that.
With
but you
Prada
don't.
scissors.
We burn them every day.
But they have a line. That's her just being like, come on, can't you give them a lousy $600 donation? And a lousy $600. I'm just like, it's hard when they're like, don't you empathize with these rich white people trying to skip Christmas for a holiday?
One doesn't work.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, cool. Well, I guess everybody in the town must be sympathetic. No, it's bitter, rich, white people.
It's a pretty creative film to have no one be redeeming. Our main character steps on the cat. What's that book you said? Save the cat? Opposite. Steps
Yeah.
on a cat.
That script writing book's been thrown out the window. They've gone, what if he stepped on it?
Kicked it and froze it.
Is Blair because everyone in the town's like, well, she's an angel. Is she the
Who remembers Blair? There's a
think
part
we
of the
all
end where
have.
they're like, don't we all remember Blair? And
Sam's
there's,
bully.
Yeah.
There you go.
don't we all remember when Blair bullied Sam at the Cinderella reunion?
What an... she's an angel.
She is an
Oh,
angel.
God. I think I hate the way that Tim Allen goes about saying that he's skipping Christmas. He types up a letter
A memo, yeah.
and gives it to everybody.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the work thing. Was it that they were entitled to a Christmas bonus and then they...
I think he's gone about this the worst way. He's like, well, I'm not going to give you presents.
Yeah.
I don't know why the cruise isn't from now. Why didn't they just go on the cruise and come back?
It's cheapest. to
cheapest
leave
on Christmas Day.
But
I
here's
guess.
the thing.
But they have
Why
to have
can't?
the bubba.
But here's the thing. Why can't it be? Oh, it's a $6,000 cruise, and she's like, oh, how are we going to afford that? And he's like, it's $3,000 if we leave on Christmas Day. And last year it cost $3,000.
Carl, what you're forgetting is he got really wet.
Yes, that was a very pivotal moment. Hero's journey. We laid it out.
He got drenched.
I would love it if he, amongst his calculations, fucked up. And it ended up with another 0, so it meant they were out of pocket. $2,400.
We spent 30 grand on the cruise. Oh my god!
You gave it away.
I'd love it if at the end they're like, we usually spend $600 on Christmas. Like,
It's a lousy amount, but it's what we can earn.
What are they spending $6,000 on? Because the town goes on about like, hang up the stuff that's in your basement. They're not buying new
Well,
lights.
they had a row. I've never heard this before. They were like, we paid $75 for light repair. So every single Christmas, they're paying a fee for someone to fix their lights. How much do your lights
but,
cost?
like, I don't know how much, like, but I mean, like, what, $13 from Aldi or something?
Yeah.
It's like, once you have Christmas decorations, you have them.
Yeah.
for life.
He's purposely choosing not to participate, even though they own everything they need.
Yeah.
The thing that is boggling my mind is the $6,000 because they fund the fucking town?
They do.
I'm convinced they do. And I was so annoyed at this movie about how... It's one of the reasons I don't like it. It's no one's likable and no one's justified. And I was like, the town's not justified. But it becomes to a certain point that I'm like, I think they're basically funding the town that's why they're annoyed.
Guys, hear me out. Listen, snow globe economics.
Yeah.
You have to have a closed system. They're
The
not
town
getting any...
will collapse if they don't give money.
100%. There's a limited amount of money, and they're wasting on a cruise to it's the snow globe. They're cruising around the water. It's just a waste of money.
I would love it if like there's an alternate ending where they go on the cruise and they come back and the town's just poor.
Yeah.
It turns out they were the richest house, the richest family.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy to me the way that the town behaves, because the first glimpse we get at it is Jamie Lee Curtis walks past like a card store.
Yes.
And the man leaves his job, doesn't lock the door, chases her into a restaurant, confronts her and is like, she's skipping Christmas to the friends.
Yeah.
The friends are like, well, what do we do without a Christmas Eve party? And are thrown into a tornado of disbelief, during which, when they're told the card man to leave, he sits down and has a meal in the background.
He does. Which is a nice feature. I think that's real fun. It shows that his business isn't going great.
His business model just says
Was
Jamie.
just Jamie Lee Curtis comes here. We're pretty
He's
much...
like, wait a minute, what am I going to do this year?
I love his movie where the boss is like, we're going to fire you unless you get Jamie's account back for us. And he's got like an uncut gem situation.
Yeah.
happening
I
in the
bet on the horses.
He's like, you've got to participate in Christmas. Dear fucking God.
Did somebody tell you you could just phone everyone up and tell them that the party's on rather than send a card?
Who the fuck told you about email? I'll kill him.
What do you mean you're getting away from paper? You need paper.
Everyone needs paper. Money's paper.
Trees love it.
I'm going to destroy her reputation at that restaurant.
I love that he sits down and is like, you know, Jamie's a whore, right?
Yeah. Sculling wine.
He's just getting fucking trapped.
He's like, I'm going to enjoy the next 6 weeks.
Yeah. I love him walking around with a glass and it's like, you need a card to just anyone? I'll give you a card at Christmas.
Here's some cards, just loosely.
You need anyone to be invited anywhere? He's like, he puts a card down before somebody sits down and he's like, you owe me. I reserve that seat for you. That's a card.
Okay, let's smash through this. Let's just go about Dan Aykroyd's.
Oh,
What's up with his hair? Is that just what he
Vic
looks
that's what
like?
I
Frommeyer.
thought.
Vic, there we go.
I remembered his
I do
name.
remember his name actually, Frommeyer.
Yeah.
Tim Allen's like fist in hand. He's just like the mayor of the streets. He's like
Self-elected street man.
Yes.
Street man, I think he
Yeah.
is. I think he, genuinely, I think he's the mob.
Yeah,
Oh, isn't it all of his connections weird?
yeah,
He's like, he's like, oh, yeah, sorry, I own the police.
yeah.
He's like, do you want me to call up the chief of police? Scares the police.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so much happening. There's a lot of corruption in the film, actually.
Again, very small economy. You need a bit of
There's a
corruption.
part where they arrest Tim Allen, and the police look at him and go, you should have bought a calendar. Fucked up.
How corrupt is that?
Corrupt
That's
as
the most
that.
corrupt thing I've ever
And
heard.
Vic's behind it.
Yeah, Vic is behind it.
Also, they're like, oh, the calendar's like $30 American. That's a lot. That's a lot for a calendar.
It's a
And a bad
calendar.
calendar. It's
Yeah.
just it's Cheech from Cheech and Chong spread open with his wide arsehole.
Do we reckon it's a
On
nude one,
September.
or it's pictures of houses on fire?
It's a fireman's dream. Oh man, I'd love to be in that house.
These are our 12 favorite houses that burned down this year.
They did burn down. We had to take the picture. Long exposure.
But Vic, I just the way he coordinates every targeted attack on that house.
Yeah.
Cold calling his house with his son telling him to do that.
Oh, it's
What's
so
the
fucking...
Frosty chant?
The Frosty thing, terrifying.
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 Oh, getting the carolers to harass them for hours,
Hilarious.
despite the fact that they won't get any donation money.
No.
It's weird that they've sometimes shot bits of the movie as a horror film,
Mm.
and it's like, it's gone silent.
Yeah, it has.
Have the carolers gone? And then there's a jump scare of them at the window,
Yeah.
and you're like, what is this?
Jamie Lee Curtis like Halloween 47, Christmas of the Cranks.
Well, this brings me to a point where I never understood the point of having Vic Frommeyer and that neighbor across the road. I feel like they should have been combined into the one.
Oh yeah, and then
Because Vic at the
that
end
makes
is just
sense.
nothing.
Yeah,
because then Vic Frommeyer can just be like, this is my wife's last Christmas.
Yes.
Why can't you participate?
Exactly.
100%.
So it's just, he ends up coordinating everything good in the end and has no reason in the third
No,
act.
he's done.
So he's sharing time with that evil guy across the road.
They kind of merge into one in my brain.
Yeah, they do.
That's what I mean. I think it's the same person. I never got why.
I keep on thinking it's Old Man Withers from Scooby-Doo 2.
Probably is.
Monsters Unleashed.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Get your fucking titles right.
So maybe we should bring up the fact that this is based on a John Grisham novel.
Yep.
Yep.
Called Skipping Christmas.
Skipping Christmas. Yep. Better title, in my opinion. Skipping Christmas. Yeah. And so I think a lot of it's the same. However, the town's pissed off because they've won like Christmas Town.
This is in the book?
Yeah. Yep. They've won like Christmas themed town or street or something 5 years in a row, and it encourages tourism. And so for a house not to participate means they're likely not going to win and lose tourism.
So that justifies the town.
Yeah.
I just thought the town on this was insane. Or the street or whatever it is just insane that I never got their reason for it.
It's really weird as well because they have empathy. They go like, are they Jewish? So like they can obviously, if there is like a different culture, they can stop.
In fact, there's
I'm convinced there's no other.
No, it's a very
there is a long gag of just the woman being like, "Are they this? Are they this? Are they this?" And him just being like, "No,
they're one of us." And you're like, oh no,
you're telling me that's a Christian family in there
without any lights?
There's a reef on the door. Like, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough.
But enough. I mean, the town pastor.
Yeah.
He's against them.
But he's like, you're not celebrating Christmas, not buying anything. It's like, you're a priest.
They donated $600.
He's also a perv.
Oh, yeah. We'll set the scene. Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim get a spray tan at a mall. This is the funniest scene in any film?
Movie, comedy, history.
In cinema, yeah. They get a tan. Jamie Lee Curtis is half naked in a bikini that Tim's pervertly bought for her. She smacks her head because someone walks in. She goes to the counter. The priest is like, "Ooh, I would." And he's also like, "You're not celebrating Christmas."
There is like, the reason she bumps her head is like a bumbling, like...
buffoon.
A bumbling buffoon that's a sexual predator walks in and is like, "Oh no, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
And like wanders around. She's like, "Gee, why aren't there doors? Why is everything a curtain?"
Yeah.
Like, people are getting nude in this place. I love, it's like, they're like, "Isn't it funny how little the person at the front desk cares?" And it's like, well, she's cut open it. She's bleeding.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not a very funny gag. She's in pain, and then
she's
exposed.
like, "Can I get a Band-Aid?" And then a priest is like, "Oh,
priest turns up. Oh no."
I guarantee the priest was like, "Can you go in there and scout who's in the tanning beds?"
With my bumbling buffoon.
Yeah.
Chuck him in there.
Chuck him in. Oh, no.
Oh, Tim Allen. Oh, I'm chubbed.
It's Tim Allen that comes out and the priest is like, "Great, you fucking buffoon."
What a hire you, isn't the title?
He's like, "I'll have to skip Christmas now as
Yeah,
well."
thanks a lot.
I would have loved a movie where they encourage, and the end of the movies, everyone's decided to skip Christmas and go on a cruise.
That would be nice.
It's like it's just a giant orgy of all the characters on a cruise ship.
God.
Well, they're at the tanning place, and then they end up in the paper because somebody took a photo of
Who?
them.
What
Who
took a photo of them?
What newspaper is this?
I'm assuming it's like Town Gazette.
It's front page.
But here's the
There's not much going on.
There's not much going on.
Here's the other thing that I think is confusing and I don't know if this is in the book or not, but I think the movie would work better if it was small town, but because it's city based.
Is it not small town?
Well, no, they always travel in and out of the city.
And the city was in the distance. That
Oh,
I'm
really?
sure. I think it's Chicago, because everyone had cubbies, like Chicago Cubs.
They did.
Yeah.
have
I'm
that.
assuming it's Chicago because it's snowy
Gotcha.
as well.
Well, I love it because it's a movie clearly filmed in the summer to be released in the winter. There's just stuff where you're like, "Fuck, it's bright for winter."
because the snow's
the
around.
snow's
Yeah.
fake, but there's a 30-degree sun.
Yeah.
Just
Jamie Lee
sitting
Curtis
on-
and her skivvy going, "Fuck, I should have made a mistake."
She's like, "Somebody genuinely cut me out of this. I will overheat."
The fuck are those Prada scissors?
Absolutely.
Fuck, oh my
What do you
god.
mean you can't find them? They're the size of 6 calculators.
So I've got 5 calendar one, that won't work.
Measure them.
We can't find 6 calories.
What do you mean my character only wears Christmas clothes,
Yeah.
even when it's not Christmas, and it's 6 weeks out?
They're the ones that requested, they were like, you've got to give us a scene where we're just in Speedos and a bikini
Yeah.
just to try and cool down.
We said it in a heated mall. Is that cool? Oh.
It's a priest stares at you and we got a real one.
We got a real priest. He's ordained.
That was most of the budget. Oh, but he'll give an authenticity to the film you wouldn't believe. What do we talk about the part when like Dan Aykroyd chases her car?
Yeah.
Oh, with the gloves left in the...
Weird.
It
What
is
a weird
there's a
gag.
lot of horror movie
He's the
aspect.
mob, I'm telling
He
you.
did.
He's like, stop the car. And you're like, oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
hey Jamie, you want to stop that
My
car?
gloves are stuck in the window.
She's leaving. Stop the car.
So sexual, you goddamn. Oh, my gloves are out the window.
All we want is Frosty. Just give us Frosty.
Oh,
Just give us what we want.
Just give us Frosty. It's just the mob mentality. I love a town that's just easy on pylons.
oh, so much fun.
They're just like, oh, don't you fucking hate that house over there? And they're like, yeah, I do now that you've said it.
Kids, come here. Stop playing PlayStation. Go scream at that house
Bully
for
that
hours.
house. I love it's like
Oh, at least they're outside.
They're outside.
in the summer,
Yeah.
winter, autumn.
I have sunburn on my chin.
I would love the idea of everybody. Do you reckon that's why they had to give Tim Allen the tan? Because he actually tanned while filming?
No, fuck me, dude. They're gonna-
We'll talk about the neighbors. We'll bring up that guy across the road.
Yes.
Arsehole.
Yeah.
You miss one Christmas, and all of a sudden, you just get the street. You call up everyone on the street and say, what you said, bully the town. It's the same as Vic. I keep getting them mixed up.
Yeah, they are the same character.
person.
There is like, you could condense so much of the film.
Why aren't they father and son, the old man and Vic?
Oh, that's a fun dynamic.
Yeah.
Or he's helping the dad. But they're
Yeah.
just not... I
They're
never got
separate.
the point of both.
They never interact, do they?
No,
Vic and the old man.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
they do at the start.
Yeah.
And then... I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like when it's weird to me that like the second act turn for the whole film is now we've got to throw Christmas together.
This, I'll be honest, I thought the start of the movie was fine.
Yeah.
This 40 minutes is so dragged out.
Weird resolution.
It's such a weird one.
Well, I mean, the town is crazy.
Yeah.
And they keep... It's pretty unjustified. And I'm like, okay, I agree with Jamie and Tim. But then they also say, like, all we want is the street to look all Christmassy.
Yeah.
They offer to put their lights up and put Frosty up and do all the work, which he doesn't want to do. So it's like, I don't...
They're
so-
being spiteful and in their face about skipping Christmas when they
That it's,
don't
like,
have
there.
to be.
Yeah, and like, they literally offered to do everything that you didn't want to do.
They're still not good people.
No,
one's good.
no one's
one's
good.
No
No,
one's
but
good.
nobody's winning in this situation.
Yeah.
But I was like, they straight up offered early on to do the thing that they didn't want to do and pay for it.
And I think where they go over the line is Tim Allen being like, "Cool, I'm gonna freeze the sidewalk,
the pathway.
So our mailman that's not harming me at all is severely injured, near dead.
Why did they CGI that? The guy flies, I want to say 7 meters in the air, and then falls on his back in such cracking pain.
Oscar, here's the thing about comedy.
The higher you go, the funnier it is. How high was it? Nay, incalculable.
I love it.
Santa's in this movie.
Yeah.
The director's just like, okay, how good of an actor are you? Are you able to fall? And they're like, yeah, I'm pretty good at falling. They're like, great. I want you to probably get like 11 meters there.
He's like, I'm just not feeling it today.
Oh, what do you mean you can't feel it today? Why do we bother fucking hiring you?
Yeah.
That's right.
This is a John Grisham novel.
This is from the writer of The Runaway Jury, The Firm, The Client, Only Hits. Only Hits. And you're telling me you can't backflip 11 meters in the air to slide on ice?
Wait a minute, let me just skip to page 29. Oh, Mailman slips 11 feet in the hair. Are we going to change the novel?
Do you want us to be laughed out of Hollywood as the worst adaptation of a film ever? No, I didn't fucking think so.
All right, we'll just CGI it.
Yeah.
We'll just do it.
You know, we can CGI the whole thing, huh? That's right, Tim, you also sit the fuck back down.
Tim burned to a crisp. Just like, thank God.
What about the cat? Real.
Oh, we made sure of that.
It's just, but that pathway. I mean, carolers, mailmen,
The
cat getting
cat's
free.
children?
The cat should
Children.
be killed.
I mean,
the cat would be killed in the scenario.
The town was calling up the cops because they didn't buy a calendar. You froze the cat and nearly killed it. Don't give them ammunition. They're suing you.
I must say, the cat being frozen is a haunting image.
It is dark.
It is.
It's actually very uncomfortable.
And it's the point where I go, okay, the town's crazy, and I sympathize with Tim and Jamie, but then they do stuff like this where I go, who are we meant to like? And that's why I hate the movie.
It's Blair, I guess. The most... Anyway, Blair's
Sam's
back.
bully.
Yes. I know, right? It trails her. She's now dating a man called Enrique. The film...
Sorry, no, Enrique.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
The film really shows that it likes conformity.
Oh.
Spell his name wrong and like, well, what is he, like Peruvian? Don't like
It's
him.
like nobody can pronounce his name, nobody can spell it, and then Tim Allen goes so far as to be like, oh, a communist? It's like, what?
And he was so likable up until that point. Like, why'd they have to take his character?
Make it political, why don't we?
At the moment he said, what is he, communist? As a joke, I went, I now know who the demographic is for the film.
I mean, it's just, I think we're meant to like her. But then, I don't know, with Tim and Jamie, I think that's the whole point of the donation stuff. Is that
Just to try and make them more likable.
And it's like this insistence that on the town that they donate to every single cause.
Yeah.
That I feel like they bought one thing once years ago.
They've been sucking that email
And then
subscription thing.
they called everyone else to this family, hey? This family. They got $6,000 to spend.
Yeah, they were fucking... We know their finances. He keeps doing that loud calculator. You can hear it for weeks away.
Vic runs a pretty, like,
Tight
dodgy
fucking-
scam.
He
Like,
knows his shit.
so I think that's how you're meant to like them.
I think
Can
they
you
just...
imagine if Vic's like, I have to launder millions of dollars through this town. You gotta buy a fucking card.
Yeah.
Like-
Buy some charity shit. We cycle it through.
Yeah, he's like, get a tree, get a calendar, get a card. I don't like that once the turn happens and Blair's coming home for Christmas, everyone in the town's like, cool, we're going to be mega dicks now about it. The tree man being like, cool, that shitty tree, $75.
Yeah.
What?
It's shitty. He then goes to his neighbor and is like, hey, can I just borrow your tree? And the neighbor's like, anything to get out of this movie. I'm leaving. I'm done.
He's not even in town. He's not
He's on the town.
He's out of town. He's not going anywhere. He doesn't
Yeah.
need the tree.
No.
But it's like everyone is so petty. And like, he's doing what you want. You
Yeah.
spent half this movie trying to get him to do exactly this. And then now you're going to bully him
Yeah.
for it.
Nobody gives him the benefit of the doubt, so they're like, yeah, he's robbing a tree from
Yeah.
a house. Like...
It's like nobody speaks to it. Oh.
Also, he does it with like just no care. Like that's the thing. He's like, cool. I'm donating you the tree for like the 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
Please take off the baubles delicately. And Tim Allen's like, calling it, kick it down.
Yeah. What's this prized childhood one on the ground?
But also, where did this neighbor come from? He was actually a really nice neighbor that was
Lovely.
genuinely understood. He was like, oh, the situation.
That's why he was leaving the town. That's why he was leaving the town.
He was told to
Christmas.
get out.
He was,
I was
"Get
like,
out."
you obviously like this guy.
Yeah.
This guy likes you. Couldn't you have hung with him for 6 weeks? Couldn't you said to him, could you say a few words?
That's 2 men that got along.
Yeah.
They did.
Like they were like,
We
he
had
was
to
like,
say
oh
that.
hey
Where was he?
Tim, how you doing?
Yeah.
For 6 weeks, where was he?
I can only imagine that the one time he spoke up for Tim, he got ostracized from the community.
Oh yeah. He
Yeah.
was. He was.
That's why they were leaving.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were just take the fucking tree. We're getting out of this town.
Vic was like, do you want me to get the police chief?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I'll break your fucking legs, buddy.
Just also, we've already had the scene, but wasn't that giant canned ham weird?
What?
Hickory
Honey ham, but it was
hickory honey ham.
It was
Yeah.
canned
In
ham.
the film, they say it's gross, right? Someone said it's gross.
Blair loves it though.
Yeah.
Sam's
and,
bully.
and
Sam's
we love
bully
and we love Blair.
loves it.
Canned giant.
It's comically large,
ham.
isn't it? Yeah.
It's this big. It's huge.
Go on, give us a reference.
It's 6 calculators.
I will give it this. I liked how it rolled.
Oh, I like
Oh,
it.
it was actually very.
That was
silly.
one of the pluses of this movie. Just seeing the nice,
Oh.
imperfect roll.
Had they another moment where yes, the film could have been lengthened.
Yeah.
Just roll it.
So Jamie Lee Curtis in the supermarket, it rolls out. I'll say it right now, second great performance of Jamie. When that can gets
Oh
destroyed,
my god.
it was like Meryl Streep and Sophie's Choice. She broke down.
She was ready to kill herself in front of him.
The shot of that truck going by, I'm convinced that's a practical shot, and she was not safe.
Well,
No.
it must have been because they wasted the CGI budget on that helmet.
What do you mean we got one CGI scene?
She must have been terrified because they're like, okay, so we're gonna practically throw a truck at you. You have to move quickly, and she's like, the skivvy's restricting.
Yeah.
I can't move.
I like it as well. We have a massive metal object. Just dodge it if you can.
Oh god, it also gets absolutely obliterated.
It does.
Anyway, look, back to Blair coming home.
I mean, demanding much.
Yeah, fuck. Blair's like, did you bake
I
the cookies?
hate Blair. How
She's our
quickly
only
they make us
redeeming
hate
character.
Blair.
The film does it such a good job of making you hate anyone who enters.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
she's unreasonably calls, last minute says, everything that you should have been doing for the last 6 weeks, have it ready. I'm coming now.
This is the rudest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Blair can fuck off with this shit. If anyone says how long was she gone for? It must be.
she was gone for 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
She's like, so in the 6 weeks, I've married.
Yeah.
I'm coming home. I'm expecting the Christmas party, honey ham, all the lights, Frosty, Vic better be there.
Yeah.
Oh, but wait. Oh, sorry, honey. We've decided to skip Christmas, save $3,000 and go on a cruise. Is that okay?
She's
Reasonable.
like, you communists.
It's
I
like-
would
it's
know. I'm married to one.
It's like that would be. It's like they looked at themselves and said, "Look at the people we are. Do you think our daughter is any better?"
Yeah.
I hated the fact that Jamie turned on Tim and was like,
I didn't. Tim deserves
No,
this.
the fact that
He's-
the fact that she goes up to him and is just like, "Your stupid little idea about skipping Christmas, trying to give us a vacation."
Oh, yeah, true.
You disgusting man. Like she's
like, our
She
daughter's
flipped
been-
so quick. She was like, I'm keen for it.
She's like,
She's
our
so-
daughter's been gone for nearly 6 years.
she's so unimpressed by anything he does. He's like, we could still go on the trip at one stage, and she's like, "You vile human being."
rather cut
Our
myself.
daughter
I'll say it.
has been gone for 6 years, 6 weeks. It's so insanely.
I only see my family after like a 4 to 5 month period usually, and they're fine about that. Like,
It's 6 weeks, and she's so insane.
it's just.
And flips on him.
It's crazy that Blair's had like a minute of screen time at the beginning and 2 phone calls probably being about 75 seconds, and already you're like, the antagonist.
Yeah. You've joined and this awful cast of characters. Who's the best is Frost? No, he's a villain. He's an evil man.
Oh no,
He's
Frosty becomes...
He's possessed.
Yeah,
He is
Frosty
possessed.
becomes
His eyes.
frightening at the end.
Surely it's the devil because Santa's in this movie.
Oh, and he's got the Jesus allegoric.
Yeah.
Santa
Remember-
is Santa of the devil. I
Remember,
forgot
on
that.
the 4th day, he bought an umbrella.
He did.
He
buy an
bought
umbrella.
Frosty.
All right.
Frosty fell to the earth.
So the whole town comes round. Vic's pretty much just like, let's help them.
Yeah.
If we don't, we'll kill them.
Someone pipes up. It's all right. I got 2 turkeys in
Oh
the
my
oven."
god, who's cooking 2 turkeys?
Spare.
Eve.
Spare.
Oh my god, imagine having a backup turkey.
Who is the oven space?
You guys don't have 3 ovens?
uh,
Oh, things are going bad for you guys.
I do have 2 turkey ovens, but one's broken.
Of
so.
course, of course.
If honestly, what's bougie is if like it would have been. Imagine if she's like, I've got 2 turduckens,
Oh.
and he's like, leave them at home.
Rather
Also, the movie.
Do you
the,
have canned ham?
the movie slams smoked trout.
Yeah.
Slams
Yeah.
it. I've personally never had it.
It's alright. I'll give it this. It's not a Christmas feast. And this town has shown that they will kill anyone that strays from Christmas values.
They got 2 turkeys always ready.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, meanwhile, across town, Jamie is at a bottle shop. Santa's also at the bottle shop.
Oh.
What's on Christmas Eve? What's he shopping for?
Oh, it's crazy. He's like, oh god, I love Christmas. I love a bottle of Cabernet, crack and a blowjob. What else is happening with Blair?
Oh, Jamie's like, well, you can come. You should join us.
Yeah.
You like crack? We might get into
Do
that.
we like the gag of nobody knows who he is? Is that funny?
It would have been funny if he wasn't Santa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't like that was something I didn't laugh at, but I was mildly amused by the gag of everyone being like, "Why does he know all of us?"
But it's not a gag, and it's just that he's Santa.
It's just that he's Santa.
If he wasn't Santa, it'd be much better.
The real gag is 2 cops picking people up from from an airport when there's crime around town.
Yeah. Stabbing 7 streets away. Sorry, we've got Blair in the car.
Yes.
And Enrique.
Remember how much Blair's done for the town? She babysitted somebody's kids.
Oh, disregarding the fact that, it's the busiest night of the year for crime.
Crime's up.
Crime's up.
Suicide, murder, left, right, and center. We got Enrique in the car.
We got reports that a family's not even doing Christmas this year.
Reports. Oh my fucking... What?
Did they buy a calendar?
Ooh.
Town's going to shit.
Somebody's just like shanked them.
I'm going to get
Christmas
this...
with the shanks. There we go.
It's clever.
Oh.
It's clever. I'm going to get this annoying plot E out the way. They pick up a burglar. He's
Get it
doing
out of the
stuff.
way.
He then the cops bring him to the house. They undo the window. The burglar goes inside.
Even though it's snowing.
It starts snowing.
Oh my
He
God.
starts stealing stuff.
He'll freeze.
The reason they had to open that window is because, like, if you leave a baby in a car that hot, it will die. And I assume if you leave an actor in a car that hot, he will die.
Oh yeah.
If you leave an actor in this movie too long, he will die.
It was meant to be a nighttime shoot, but it was actually black cloth and sunlight directly, and the
All
white.
it did was absorb. Just absorbed all of the light.
Please, little child, let me out.
I would have loved the idea if as soon as the child lets him out, he turns around and just snaps Dewey's neck.
This movie had so many different genres going on, Santa to just regular movie, that I could have had that. I reckon I could have sustained it.
Could have curb stomped Dewey.
What an incredible twist it would have been if they then snapped the neck of Dewey and Blair's like, oh, are you kidding me? On Christmas?
I'll heal him.
Vic Fromo
She
comes
is
out.
a hero.
Vic Fromo comes out. It's like, you kill my son, you mess with the mob.
Yeah.
Oh, that he's just like, I would love it if the ending of that movie
Is now his story.
is just an intense mafia tale of them killing this killer.
Again, we've got to stop extending this movie.
They're like, we found him with candy canes smashed through his eyeballs.
It just said, save Frosty.
Yeah.
What does that mean? we finished this rubber plot. We need to get it out of the way.
I love it. It's Christmas with the corpse.
What happens with this guy? Why is this here?
I think it's to wrap up the Santa plot, which didn't need to be in it.
Because he
Oh,
needs to
because
do
he-
something.
'cause Santa
it's
is like-
you need an umbrella, and
Yeah.
he wins with the umbrella.
Yeah, Santa gets the tip of the umbrella and just stabs it right in the face.
remember-
Just down the ground, curb stomps a little bit.
I feel like it's an umbrella company paid for this movie, because remember the motivation of this movie is Tim Allen got wet.
And that's where all the problems started.
And
True.
what stops you getting
Always
wet?
bring an umbrella.
There it is.
There we go.
Santa likes them.
I bought 6.
He bought 6.
It's true. The umbrella stock went way down after this
Yeah.
film.
People didn't get the message. People couldn't pick up.
People were like, I actively hate umbrellas now.
Because my town doesn't rain and snow.
Yeah, why was it raining that much? Doesn't it turn to
I
snow?
think they made the film, and then the Umbrella Corporation came in and said, "Hey, we need a lot more umbrellas." And it's snowing. It's like,
Is
mix some
there a
rain.
corporation?
The Umbrella
Of
Corporation
umbrellas?
from
They
that.
have a zombie out.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta
There
tell
we
you.
go.
He got it. I got it.
Bam.
I gotta say, I was very disappointed when the Umbrella Academy was not a sequel to this film.
I will say
I thought it was just them teaching them how to sell umbrellas.
Oh my god!
I
if it
like-
was-
I like the idea that this movie didn't have a motivation for Tim. An umbrella company came in and said, "Hey, sponsor us." They're like, "Great, we were looking for the point of the movie."
Yeah, we had to just hit Tim being a dick. We
It
just had
rained.
shots of that.
Thank God, because Hickory Honey Ham could only give us 11 million. It's barely enough to do the CGI stunts.
Let's just wrap this up. Tim, everyone's like, thanks everybody, and like Jamie's like, thanks everybody. Tim's like, no.
It's not enough. Is it enough that he gives the trip away?
Well, I think by that point, the town's still disappointed that he just says thanks. And
Yeah,
this town was awful.
Tim's like, I guess, thanks guys.
And their town was awful to him. He's
Yeah.
still a little hurt by it, which I get, but I also hate him.
I think what would have been extra crushing is he goes over to give them the tickets to go away.
The robber snaps her neck as
And
well.
then
He does Dewey's runs across the road.
no.
I forgot that because it's Jamie Lee Curtis, it's Halloween, Christmas, Michael Myers.
I love that. She comes out.
She go with a vest. Fucking back again.
She goes full skivvy. Get me some scissors.
Sizable.
Get out of the car.
So he goes across the road and gives. What's he
I
give?
actually hate this.
He does give him.
And Clive and I were talking about this where they've just elongated the scene because he goes over, gives them a ham.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm allergic, and he's like, I don't like it. I'm a vegetarian.
And Tim's like, have it.
Have it, and they're like, okay. And then he leaves. Then turns back around.
Just give
this
this
film
cruise.
drags
Oh
on,
my
doesn't it?
God.
It just keeps
You could have
going.
cut out the ham part.
Oh, you can't cut. That's the ham cut. You can't. That's the money.
That's the funding. You can't do that.
Imagine a company, someone denying their product. We're truthful. No one wants canned ham.
Try this great ham. Oh, the character's allergic.
Why? But why even write it? Why can't they go, thank
Thanks,
you?
thanks for the ham.
Yeah.
What's
But
weird?
they,
Why is
they can even say thank you. Weird. We wouldn't have that. Anyway, that's fine. That's 30 seconds
I
cut.
think in his head he's like, if neither of them are allergic or don't eat ham, then that'll just be the gift.
Yeah.
He's like,
All right. Here's the cruise tickets. Here you go.
He's like, how allergic are you? Can you have a little?
But then they're a bit iffy about taking it because
She's gonna die.
She's gonna die, but also they have their cat who's gonna look after their cat. Oh, what about their friend? No, she has an allergy. We
The
can't.
debate about what
the
to do
hell
with
was
the
going
cat.
on? I'm ready to pause the film. I thought the credits were going to start. The credits are like 2 minutes. I was
I'm
furious.
sorry, we can accept a ham even though we've got an allergic
They're
reaction
like-
to it, but the cat can't go to someone with an allergy.
Oh, of course not.
They add more depressing stuff. They're just like, our son might pop by tomorrow. And he's like, you know what? Our son hasn't come back in years. And
it's
just
the
like,
Alzheimer's flaring up again.
Also, I've got cancer. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my
it's
God.
amazing.
Things aren't going well.
No.
It's just wild.
But also, this is a guy that spent the whole movie saying you can't miss Christmas. It's the most important day. If you go on a cruise, you're an arsehole for going on a cruise on Christmas Day for accepting to go on that. And then gets given it to him, and he's like, cruise on Christmas Day?
Yahoo! Charlie Bucket jumps out of bed. Yippee-ki-yay, mama.
Hello.
Oh.
He's like, I
Tap
want to do
dancing
it.
away. My cancer patient wife. Fucker.
There's nothing else to do on Christmas, is there?
No, nothing.
I was like,
The
what?
lead up to Christmas is a thing. The day itself, after the presents are done, it's just a regret.
But they were going away on Christmas Day. They weren't, like, Tim and Jamie were gonna be there for the lead up. They
I
were
reckon-
going away on the day.
I reckon what the movie needed was just another full-length song of Dan Aykroyd on an accordion or whatever it was.
Oh,
my
right.
goodness.
2? The movie did 2 songs?
Oh.
Why?
Enough.
Do they not have an iPod and or a record player? Could you imagine if somebody came around with a fucking accordion? I'd be like, get out of the
Get
house.
out. Oh, Dan Aykroyd. God, why do you keep coming here?
Big reveal.
Frosty's alive and sentient.
Frosty becomes alive on the roof in incredible CGI that holds up today.
Guys, I'll say it right now. The chilling shot of all the roofs with Frosties on them.
Oh, it was actually,
Terrified.
yeah.
Terrified.
It's Krampus, I'm telling you.
It is Krampus. And then they're in a snow globe. We are revealed. There's no twist. We just knew.
We're not showing the snow globe, but we know.
We know. It's a
In the end, everyone deserved to be punished.
yeah. That really is I think Enrique was really the only one that had no. Actually, he married a girl 6 months in for a green card. It seems
Yeah.
6 weeks.
6 weeks. Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean we can
3
go back to
weeks.
America? Take me.
He was friends with Santa, I guess.
I live in the Colombian snow globe. It's not nice there.
And yes, so the movie kind of just ends on
Don't-
Santa just flying away.
Yeah.
Didn't you get the vibe that they kind of wanted Martin Short for Santa, but couldn't
Oh,
afford him?
1000%.
Yeah, right?
Because Tim and him are friends, right? They're in the Santa Claus 3.
Ooh,
Yeah.
What came first? I feel like this came
This
before.
came before Santa Claus
Maybe
3.
if it was after, they could have.
Yeah, they were.
They were best friends.
Someone saw this and was like, that should have been Martin Short.
Has
That's the
anyone
movie.
ever finished acting with Tim Allen at the end of a film and being like, I want to see more of him outside of work?
I think Tom Hanks and him kiss.
Outside of work?
I think that's kind of just a combination. You know, if you like what you work, you don't. It's never work.
Yeah.
That's what this has become. This is Hollywood slander for you, all right? Tune in every week.
Allegedly.
Any final thoughts?
Yeah, actually, I have a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Did they pay for one cat noise?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Every time the cat, even when it was froze, it was that same.
Would you believe it? Would you believe, Clive? Every time they stepped on the cat gave such a great performance. Exact same sound.
The
cat did get stepped on multiple
every
times.
take was the same noise.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I love that the sound person's like, oh my god, what an incredibly performing cat.
Yeah.
How consistent editing's going to be so excited. It's a very continuity cat. It is.
Yeah.
Continuity cat.
Well, CC stands for not closed captions.
You're in a continuity cat cinema. You're like, oh, thank God, I can't hear what's happening. I'll press this button and a cat goes. It's the one noise over and over again.
Oh, that is
It's the
consistent.
same noise.
Consistent.
Clive, Oscar,
Yep.
who would watch Christmas with the Cranks?
I'll say right now, I've never seen this film. Now I have. Feel like if you've got on like the 5th day of like watching movies, you kind of burn through the classics. Do you put this on? Is this that film?
It might be. It might be background Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, like you put it on mute. There's Christmas carols going on. It means there's like Christmas imagery on the television. Occasionally, you glance over, get a little bit depressed because it's a bad film.
Yeah.
I got 2 theories. I reckon it's either a Santa Claus 2 fan who hates the other 2 movies,
Yep. That's very fair.
or if you work at Channel 7 and you have to plug the Christmas movies, but you've ran late and you have to go to your bar or something with your mates, you just go, you know what, the crowd will love this. This will be on Channel 7 Prime, Friday 7 p.m.
No, it won't be a 7. It'll be like a 4.
I
Four.
love the idea that it's like, who the hell has demoted Christmas with the Cranks to mate? That's got to be on 7. That should
Prime
be prime
7.
time. What do you mean there's a football game on? Bump that to 7 too.
Wait,
Grand
there's a
final?
Christmas game on Christmas Eve?
Yeah. The grand final.
That's a movie. That's a movie.
It's called The Game Plan with The Rock.
Oh, it works.
That's a film.
That's
You know, no, but seriously, good film.
I'm glad we all came to a consensus. Great film.
I'm not joking when I say of all of the movies we've watched,
That's just fucked up if you say this.
this is
so-
easy top 5.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, maybe top 3.
You know
It's
what?
fucked up.
Coming from a person that's never listened to this podcast in my life,
That's a statement.
yeah, I don't believe you.
I don't know what you think could be better.
Clive, top 5 episodes right now.
Cocktail. That was one.
Oh, I do like
That's a
that.
great shot in the dark.
That one is just. That's a top 10 movie.
Would
I
you
reckon.
rather watch Twilight New Moon or this again?
Was New Moon, is that the 3rd or 2nd?
Second. It's the one that's just she mopes and they go to the Vatican at the end.
That is a bad one. It's close, but saying that is the worst Twilight, and I'd rather watch all the other Twilights over this.
How would you feel if we reviewed this every Christmas?
I'm not giving you a filthy excuse for your filthy little
Can
habits.
I need
You need
something.
to quit.
I
You
need
need to
something
quit.
to pay off for me watching this every Christmas.
Oh my god, that's
I
fucked
can't
up.
do it in vain, and I definitely can't say I do it for enjoyment. Otherwise, I will get ridiculed.
Oh, you have. You said it on this.
Having
podcast.
said, do we all invest in a Frosty?
Oh, good.
Oh.
Well, it sounds like a weird sexual act.
That or Krampus will come.
Oh yeah, he will.
Honestly, 3 guys and a Frosty?
Oh,
That's a film.
That's a film.
That's a film.
Don't look it up.
It's not at Christmas. That's what I'm saying.
Who is it? No.
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 All right, Oscar. What are we reviewing next week?
Oh, next week we have something monumental. That's right. It's the 2nd annual Who Would Watch This Awards.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Okay, we'll end it
You
there.
guys have made it this far.
I know, right?
No, we'll stop it.
We'll stop
Thank
it.
you for
Thank you for
listening all
listening.
these years.
Yeah, we just
We've had a good run.
we didn't realize that we could just stop it.
Isn't it crazy that Clive's what's come between us?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're the Yoko Ono of the podcast.
I will get my due. and
except
50
we're
years later
we're
in a
both
documentary.
Ringo.
We are both Ringo.
No, we're all Ringo. We're all Ringo.
We're all Ringo. And Mick Jagger, he was in the Beatles.
He was the guitar.
I haven't watched that new documentary.
Don't. It's 7.5 hours
I
long.
know,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize that it was all about Mick Jagger, and I
Yeah.
find that really confusing.
And justice for Yoko.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me on as a
Thank you
as
for
a
coming
guest.
on, Clive.
Yeah, it was
you
a lot of fun.
smashed it. Had a bit of
Not
fun.
the process of preparing for this podcast, but
No.
being on it.
This is the fun. Everything else before and after is just pain.
I've officially listened to a podcast now. This is incredible.
Yeah.
No, this doesn't count. You have to listen to the episode that you've been on.
Why am I crying?
Legally, you have to go to your corner and wait for it to be edited. Give Oscar 7 hours,
That's how long it takes.
and that's that's just to render, and
Yeah.
then he will start editing.
We actually have video for this, but we normally take
It gets
off.
it gets rotoscoped.
It gets rotoscoped.
I just
It's a
feel
lengthy
like,
process. A couple
Yeah.
animators involved. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
I just feel like Tim Allen's made his evil cat right now. Just mistreated and uncared for.
Step on him and make the noise.
Nailed it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.